Gananaam tva Ganapatigum havamahe Kavim kavinam upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam brahmanam Brahmanaspata anashrinvan Utibhisida sadhanam Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Today we begin the learning of Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad. This Upanishad is called Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad. So here with this Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad, and because the title has 4 words, Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad, it's a compound word made of 4 words, 4 components. So whenever the a word has its own component words in it, that big word is called a compound word. Sanskritam being a phonetic language, in the utterance, the last sound of the previous word and the first sound of the following word, they need to be phonetically compatible. And so we have what we call phonetic combinations. That's called Shiksha Shastram. It's a different discipline of knowledge in the study of the Veda, and you recognize phonetic combinations. There are rules. So Ganapathy Atharva becomes Ganapathy Atharva. Eco-energy is the rule there. Ganapathy Atharva, and Va with Shirsha Atharva, A, and next one is Shirsha. So one is a vowel ending, the other begins with a consonant. So between vowel and a consonant there is no phonetic combination. Shirsha Upanishad. So between A and U, Upanishad, both being vowels, simple vowels. So we are looking at Ato Gune. Rule comes and you get O. Shirsha, A plus U becomes O. Alright, so that's how you get. So Hita Upadesha becomes Hitopadesha. There's a text called Hitopadesha. And what is that? Hita Upadesha. A plus U becomes O. Same way here, Shirsha Upanishad becomes Shirsha Upanishad, and therefore finally what do we get? Well, in one breath we have Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad in one breath. If that's too much for you, then you say Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad. Okay, we will take questions at the end of the session. So Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad, if you pause, but if you don't need to pause and you know internally what each word is all about, then Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad is how we, it's the name of this Upanishad. So this, to make it little short and easy for us, we are going to say Ganapathy Upanishad. Right? There is only one Upanishad like this. So Ganapathy Upanishad, and this Upanishad belongs to the concluding portion of the Atharva Veda. It belongs to the concluding portion of the Atharva Veda, the fourth Veda, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda and Atharva Veda. So we have 4 Vedas. The Atharva Veda takes its name after the Rishi who had the vision of the mantras of that Veda. So his name was Atharvana Rishi. Na Tharvati Chalati. So na Tharvati Chalati iti Atharva. That which is one who is steady in his vision. I have the knowledge, but it is unsteady. It's unsteady. My knowledge is available to me as long as I am in the ashram. When I step out, it's gone. Yeah, this is called unsteady knowledge. So Atharva Rishi is a Rishi whose knowledge was stable. So I think if any of you put on any eucalyptus or anything like that, do it in the morning. So in the class, I will start sneezing. Okay. Alright. So Atharvana Rishi is his name, and the mantras that he saw, he was a seer, mantras were revealed to him, and he was so stable or anchored in that teaching, that wisdom. So this Veda takes after his name Atharva Veda. And so we have basically 4 Vedas, as I said, and each Veda has a section called Vedanta, Vedasya Antaha, that appears at the end of each Veda. And this end portion of the Veda, called Vedanta, deals with the philosophy of the Veda. And so in this philosophy, it deals with the ontological, truth of creation, of life, of individual, of creator. And so that last portion is called Upanishad. Each Veda has, in the end, certain clusters of mantras. Each cluster of mantras is an Upanishad. So a Veda may have more than one Upanishad. Rig Veda has Aitareyo Upanishad, Ishavasya Upanishad. Okay, these 2 Upanishads belong to Rig Veda. And we have Yajur Veda, we have Taitareyo Upanishad, Brahadaranyaka Upanishad, Kathopanishad. These Upanishads are called major Upanishads. There are many others, but this is major because they get this title major because Adi Shankaracharya picked these mantras to explain what the Upanishad is talking about. So we have Yajur Veda. Then Sama Veda is Kenopanishad and Chandogya Upanishad. Alright. And Atharva Veda has Prashnopanishad, Mundakopanishad, Mandukya Upanishad. These are the major 10 Upanishads which are studied in the Vedantic tradition. Where is Ganapathy Upanishad, Ammaji? That didn't come. It didn't come because for some reason Adi Shankaracharya, either he had no time or he thought he had written enough. I do not know why. He didn't give a commentary on Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad. And therefore it falls under one of the minor Upanishads. It's called a minor Upanishad. Not by the content it's minor, but it did not come in the scope of Adi Shankara's contribution, literary contribution in the Vedantic tradition. But even though it is declared as minor, we have a great learned saint, scholar who wrote a commentary on this Upanishad. His name was Upanishad Brahma Yogi. Upanishad Brahma Yogi was his name, and he was a disciple of Swami Vasudevananda. They are all great teachers and scholars and, amazing saints in this literary tradition. And so Upanishad Brahma Yogi has given a commentary. Nothing is less than 1,000 years ago. All these commentaries are available even today. And so, what is different and special about this Upanishad? Ganapathy Upanishad has two features. One is it describes the infinite not as a formless being alone. It also describes the infinite as one who is manifest in his creation, or one who is manifest as the very creation. And therefore, Ganapathy Upanishad lends itself for upasana, for contemplations, as well as to understand the tattvam, the truth of the world, the truth. What is this secret of the universe, where the Upanishads talk about the oneness? What is that oneness? What is that rahasyam? Because now none of us see oneness, we only see differences. But behind it all, there is a oneness in it all. That is the tattvam, that's the truth. At the same time, the Upanishad acknowledges the multi-varied universe, and that makes it an Upanishad that lends itself to upasana. So upasana and tattvam, both are essential in a life of somebody committed to spirituality. It's not without contemplations. And what are contemplations? That's another topic. But let's just look at in general the upasana of the Lord as form. How do you decide what is your upasana? Upasana or contemplations on a form basically varies from person to person. There is no one template that all should do an upasana, because the infinite is in infinite forms. So what decides what is appropriate for you at a given time? Generally, the guru looks into, the master, the teacher, goes with what is your emotional content. Where are you coming from? What is your context? What is your family lineage? What is your family deity, Kula Devam, and so on and so forth? All that is taken into account, and based on the emotional state of being of a disciple, an upasana is prescribed. So if a guru finds there is a lot of, you're going through some difficult times, or if there is a lot of obstacles in one's life, then, but you're ready to do contemplations, then they will give you something for Ganesha, as a remover of obstacle. So any form of the Lord is nothing but the formless. You can worship the formless through a form, or through a form you can access the formless. So upasana or a specific form is taken, and we work with that form to touch the formless. Why is that? Because you cannot directly touch the formless. Our whole orientation is forms. Our orientation is not formless. In fact, if I ask who you are, who are you? You ask, hey, how will I know when I meet you at the airport? How will I recognize you? You ask somebody. Oh, I am a tall 6-footer with, who's very dark, and I weigh about 180 pounds, and you imagine some bulky guy walking out, So, form. But really, who is he? He is not the form. He is the formless inside the form. His soul has no form. When he dies, what happens? He leaves his form behind. Where is he? He goes off, no? So he goes off as a formless being. He doesn't go off with the form carrying this big weight up in the skies, takes off. That will be very dangerous, All dead people carry their bodies with them. Imagine what will happen. You're sitting, meditating, and plop, he couldn't hold up his form, it got too heavy and it drops on your head. His dead body is, already we have problem under the ground, And if they're floating in the skies, oh, that's all. Thank God, something, Bhagwan's intelligence is ingenious, He put all these bodies to go inside. Otherwise, we won't leave it. We will carry that also with us. The person is formless, but he is always identified through form. We do it all the time with each other, no? And so, the infinite being, how do you connect with the infinite? You begin with the form, and therefore, you can worship the Lord through a form or as a formless. And tradition gives us these powers, different powers. Like to remove obstacle, you need a power. Is nothing moves in this world without power. Please understand this well. Nothing moves without Shakti. The wind is Shakti. You put a seed under the ground for it to pop up against gravity. There are two little, leaves. What do you call them? Something is called. They have a different name from the regular leaves, legume or something, no? Yeah. So for it to push its way up, how much Shakti? For these trees to grow up, how much power? For the winds to blow, for the birds to fly, for the ocean life, everything all around you, look, it's nothing but manifestation of power. It's power, everywhere power. We also want power, For everything we want, who doesn't want power? Even to lift a paper you need power. No, Ammaji, this is light, anybody can lift. A time will come, your hand won't move. How will you lift? The fingers won't move. Yeah, you know what it is, right? So what is that? That is power. And what is that power? You know. So the power is unseen, it's invisible. But the manifestation of power is in matter, visible. And so the rishis have envisioned, they have seen the power to remove obstacle is a power that belongs to a form, or that is manifest through this deity. So you want to worship that power as an omniscient being, as an infinite being, then it is Ganesha as Brahman, as the infinite. Or you worship that infinite power only for one purpose. What? Well, I am starting late, I need to reach the airport on time. Please, there should be no obstacle on the way, no roadblocks. Help me get there, Bhagavan. Then what do? You go straight to Ganesha and say, please, I will reach there and I'll give you one coconut. I'll make my offering to you. This is all little bit transactions with the divine. So we do this silly little play, but for us it's very important. And Bhagavan says, okay, I'll help you for that one coconut you're going to give me. I'll see that there are no obstacles. So when the infinite power plays the role, a script, one function, one role, like that we have Ganesha, we have Saraswati, we have different deities emerge, each one holding a portfolio of power. Each one has one power, or you can look upon Ganesha as infinite power. You can see Shiva as one of the Trinity, or you can see Lord Shiva as the infinite being. So this shift from the form to the formless, or from the formless to the form, is beautifully, really beautifully shown in this Upanishad, Ganapathy Atharvashirsha Upanishad. And here the Upasana, that's why the Upasana and the Tattvam, the form worship and the formless knowledge of the Lord as the formless is revealed. And so here it begins, this whole Atharva Veda has a Shanti mantra. Every Veda has a Shanti mantra. Atharva Veda has a Shanti mantra which is given in the first page. So I will recite, I request you to recite after me, and after that I will tell you the meaning of each mantra. Being Vedic, we have intonations, and there are three tones. So you can see the dash below and you can see a vertical line above. The dash below is called Anudatta. The vertical line above is called Uddatta. And where there is no line, there are letters without any line, it's called Swarita. Okay. Nichaihi anudattaha, uchaihi uddattaha, samahara swaritaha. This is Panini's 3 sutras. Panini explains 3 sutras in this way. So, nichaihi anudattaha, uchaihi uddattaha, samahara swaritaha. Samahara means the combined is swarita. So we are supposed to discover those tones in our voice apparatus. So generally when we teach this, the tone, but if you have no music, no sensitivity to sound, then the head goes down instead of the voice going down. The head will drop, the head will go up. You end up doing this, the voice remains the same. So be awareful as much as possible in the tones. Om Bhadram Try. Om Bhadram Karnebhihi Okay. So Shrunuyama Devaha. Now I will recite and you will repeat twice. Om Bhadram Karnebhihi Shrunuyama Devaha. Om Bhadram Karnebhihi Shrunuyama Devaha. Om Bhadram Karnebhihi Shrunuyama Devaha. Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhihi Yajatraha. Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatraha. Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatraha. Again. Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatraha. Sthiraihi Angais Stushtuva Gumsa Stanubhihi Sthirairangai Stushtuva Gumsastanubhihi. Sthirairangai Stushtuva Gumsastanubhihi. Twice. Sthirairangai Stushtuva Gumsastanubhihi. Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Devahitam Yadayuhu. Twice. Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Swastina Indro Vriddhashravaha. Swastina Indro Vriddhashravaha. Vriddhashravaha. Again. Swastina Indro Vriddhashravaha. That na, swastina, that na is not anudata, it is uddata. So remove that horizontal and go above.
Is it na or no?
The na, dental na, is that line below should not be there. Put a vertical line above. Swastina Pusha. Vishwavedaha. Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha. Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha. Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha. Swasti nastarkshyo. Swasti nastarkshyo. Arishtanemihi. Arishtanemihi. Swasti nastarkshyo. Arishtanemihi. Swasti nastarkshyo. Arishtanemihi. Swasti nastarkshyo. Arishtanemihi. Swasti no brihaspatir. Swasti no brihaspatir. Dadhatu. Dadhatu. Swasti no brihaspatir. Dadhatu. Swasti no brihaspatir. Dadhatu. Swasti no brihaspatir. Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So here the Shanti mantra is all about seeking the auspicious, the blessings. And so here we have all for, we always talk about this for spirituality or for anything. We always tell the other to bless us. Have you noticed? It's very interesting. We always say, please bless us, no? Ammaji, please bless us. So, Devi, please bless us. No. We want blessings from the Guru, blessings from the gods, blessings from the scriptures. Oh, Ma Gita, oh Gite, bless me. There is one blessing we always forget. So, blessing is called Kripa, the compassion, compassion or grace from the Guru, Guru's grace, Ishvara's grace, scriptural grace. This is a very typical thing, Guru Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, Shastra Kripa. There is a fourth grace, which is the first grace, really speaking. Should be the first grace, and that is called Atma Kripa. Atma Kripa is that Kripa where I become my own, I trust me, I purify me, I cleanse me, I see me as divine, I see me as elevated, I see me as one with all the divine qualities that we talk about in nature, in the universe. I am also a universe package, I am one of the packages that has come like life in different bodies. Hey, there is one life here too. So if they are sacred, if the river is sacred, if the tree is sacred, this mountain that cannot even move, the blessed thing is so heavy and just stays put in one place. They say there was a yuga when mountains had wings. Yeah. And they moved. It's there in our Skanda Purana somewhere I have read, And they moved and then what happened at one point, one of them, they blocked the path of Surya Deva. And so then they were cursed. You obstruct, you cannot move anymore. And so they all were made to land and sit in one place. They don't move. But the hills are sacred. When everything around is declared as sacred, then why am I not one? Why am I not one? No. How can I be? I know me. So if you don't know the other, they are sacred. You know you and you are evil. You are the most non-sacred. And so that means we lack Atma Kripa. We lack Atma Kripa. We lack a thought system, we lack a mind, we lack a philosophy, we lack a understanding of ourselves. Because we always see ourselves as miserable, as useless, as afflicted, as unhappy, as wanting, desiring, craving, longing. And there is, name it. Ammaji, you don't tell, I will tell you my list. It is a big bucket of, things that is me. Well, as long as I see myself this way, and as long as I believe that that is my essential nature, then I have a long way to go in my evolution. I need to see myself differently. As much as the universe is sacred, I am no less. But somewhere in my thought system, something has gone wrong. Something has misfired, So this wiring is a little bit off. So the fuse keeps going off. I keep burning up, burning down. And so I see grace of that sacred, of the universal being. Please bless me with the auspicious. Let me see in everything the sacred. And therefore, my very equipment, it starts with what you call, every part of me is seeking that grace, that Atma, let the universal grace be such that I enjoy Atma Kripa. I begin to focus on the sacred and not the secular me, not the material me, the divine me. I begin to focus that core which is me, and nurture that core, and push away the other elements that deny me the experience of my essential self. And therefore this prayer is for Atma Kripa. Understand? Veda teaches us how to pray. We only know to pray asking for this, that, the other. Let my son have a job, Let him not go sit in ashrams and waste his time and things like that. Let him be normal. So we have a lot of prayers for so many things that are not happening that we want, and what we don't want is happening. It is all, our whole prayer system is gone in that direction. Here the prayer is for Atma Kripa. And so very beautifully, Bhadram Shrunuyama. Hey Devaha, O Lord, let me hear, Karne Bihi, may we hear through our ears always the auspicious. Auspicious. That means what? Never anything negative. Never. Make a declaration. You saw yesterday how we make declarations in Sankalpa. We declare, here we are. Here is the universe. This is the constellation. This is how it's structured. This is the land. This is the country. This is the geography. This is the ashram. In that, this is the corner. Here I am sitting in this space and I am making a declaration. You hear me, O Divine? I am going to do this prarthana to you for 9 days, and this is the purpose I want served. You declare. You think if you declare they will not fulfill? When you do properly, of course, they have no choice but to fulfill, because it's my karma, it's my conviction, it's my declaration. Human minds, human egos can only be handled by declaration, and that too in front of 10 people. Private declarations change, हमने कब बोला? भाई बोला ही नहीं, आपने कैसे सुना? When did I tell you? I didn't tell you what you're telling me. I mean, you're imagining. We can poo-poo private promises, you know. But when you declare as a group to the divine and you're committed to fulfilling, it happens. So we declare one thing with this prayer, beautiful prayer, that I refuse to participate in anything that is inauspicious. What disturbs my mind is the inauspicious. Inauspicious through my ears are sounds, words, statements, conclusions about others, also about me. Things that disturb me are inauspicious. I refuse to participate. I refuse to lend my ear in anything which is inauspicious. That means what? May my ears always hear the auspicious, the good. But Ammaji, what to do if inauspicious? I didn't ask for it, but then those fellows standing next to me were talking and I ended up hearing. You walk away, no? You could walk away, but we don't walk away. We are always curious, no? What happened? We go closer to those people. Stay away. Stay away. I knew one gentleman, you know, and very fine man. His name was Ram Kripalani. He is passed on. And he had a principle. I share this with you because I really saw him living like that. And if anybody if anybody wants to talk about somebody, they always come and say, you know, I'm going to tell you something about this one, okay? Don't tell. Please don't tell that person. They tell, no? Please don't tell anybody, but I'll tell you. Then you think, I'm so special. This person is, I'm the chosen one, the privileged one to be told some bad things about that other person. And we say, yeah, sure. I won't tell anybody. Tell me. And this gentleman, what he used to do, if somebody came to him and said, I'm going to tell you something about this neighbor or this relative or whoever, don't tell anybody. And his reply will be, if I cannot tell anybody, then I trust I also shouldn't be knowing this. I rather not know than know and not tell. Because once I know, I don't know whether I will tell or not, whether I can digest such a secret. And therefore, thank you, I don't want to know. Please don't tell me. If it's something the others should not know, don't tell me. And you will find 99% of gossips from your own life will disappear. Because if there is something good to hear about the other, you never go secretively and tell. Good is always told in the open, is it not? Oh, you know, I'll tell you a secret. This person is such a wonderful saint. What is secret about that? So anything good is not a secret. Secret is always something, you know, spicy, dicey. I refuse to participate. If I want Atma Kripa, I want a spirituality in my life which has meaning, which is real, which has a Shakti, power in it. I refuse to participate in anything which is going to pull me away from this sacred or perceiving people in a sacred way. And therefore, Bhadram karne bhishrunuyama devaha. O devaha, shrunuyama. May we hear Bhadram, or the auspicious. How? Karne bihi. through my ears. Bhadram pashye makshabhir yajatraha. And so yajatraha akshabhihi pashyema bhadram. So yajatraha are devatas, gods, who are proficient in yajna, in the fire rituals. And so he says, oh yajatraha, so akshabhihi, with the eyes, may I see what? Bhadram, always the auspicious. I don't want to see things that will disturb me. The modern teenager, half his attention or his lack of attention in academics comes because he sees things that he shouldn't be seeing. Google is full of things that you shouldn't be seeing. YouTube is full of things that you shouldn't be seeing. And they don't know what is to be seen and what is not to be seen. When parents say this is not to be seen, they will go and see that. And you say, hey Baba, you see this? They are not interested. So all these complications come, and then what happens? Then mind cannot be focused. I've had many kids, I've counseled myself, they end up visiting ghost sites. You're in your 10th standard, okay? It's the most critical year, your board exams are coming up, and 12th, your board exams are coming up. Why are you going to the ghost site now? So I never tell them don't go. If I say don't means then they will go. So I say just suspend it. Put it on the shelf. Matter of 6 months, 8 months. Finish your board exams. Then you can sit in that site. You'll have 2 months, right? Holiday. You do whatever you want. Now, focus only on your academics. Really. Yes, Ammaji, because we are not able to, that turn on the light. If it's dark, we always think some spirits are hanging around us. And they worry because they begin to hallucinate. And so this hearing, seeing that which is auspicious. And then, Sthirairangai istushtuva gumsastanubihi. And so he says, so sthiraihi angaihi. So with steady limbs, through the Veda, through the Vedic mantras, let me glorify you. Tushtuvam saha tanubhihi. Tushtuvam saha means let us glorify. Glorify who? You, O Lord, O being, divine being, with the Vedic mantras. And how? Let my body be with me. I want to sit and pray. If I cannot sit, how will I pray? I want to meditate, but I don't know how to sit with folded legs. I cannot take a posture that will be most comforting in meditation. What's the use? What's the use of this body? I knew one Babaji here, one very, very saintly soul living right here below the bridge, And he one time he fell, he fractured his, toe, and he was put in cast. And he just stopped eating. He was so innocent, so simple. He just stopped eating. 1 day, 2 days, no drinking, no eating. What's wrong? What happened? So look at this. I don't want to live. People were worried. And I was close to him when I found out. I went there. I don't remember, Swamiji, if you were here at that time, Sitaram Baba. He stopped eating, And then we asked him, why are you doing this? He says, what for is this body? If I have to lie down on the bed, if I cannot cook for my Lord, if I cannot serve Him, if I cannot worship Him, if I have to just lay here like this without bath, without, what for? I rather give up my life. I am not going to eat. Nobody could make him do. And then I think it was second day or what, I don't remember. I found out a little late, second day or so, second or third day, I don't remember now. I went and saw him and I asked him, Babaji, what happened? And look what happened, I don't want to live. Why are you not eating? I don't want to live. This body is all useless for me now. It's over. See the thinking. Huh? If the body cannot serve the divine, I don't want the body. That's the thinking. Then I tried to convince him. He won't be convinced. Then I said to him, Babaji, okay, you don't eat. It's okay. But let me get you some soup. Oh, kya hai? He didn't understand. What is soup? He didn't understand. No, it's nothing. It's just a different kind of water. But don't eat food and dal, rice and all. I'll just bring soup. Let me just go and make and come. So I rushed here and I made soup for him, one of these lauki goat soups, and took there. And when I took there and then poured it, what is this? I said, it's soup, soup. He didn't follow. He didn't know how to relate. No, he's never seen this. He doesn't know, but he has love for me. He doesn't want to say no. Doesn't want to say yes. So he just looked at that. I just ignored and I took a spoon and I said, Babaji, just try. He was lying on the cot. He took one. He didn't say anything. Babaji, this is not food, this is soup. So I gave him. He took the whole bowl, He took the whole bowl. And then I said, okay, Babaji, I'll see you evening. I'll bring another soup, only soup, no food. So I went back again. Every 2 hours started to give him, and he was taking from my hand. He took, lying there. He'd just sit up with that leg like that, and then he would take. I think by next day when I took soup, he understood that he is being cheated, roped into something he wasn't ready for. But in the meanwhile, that thinking, that phase, that intensity had gotten diluted, So what I say is, these are souls. They cannot live without serving the Lord. He would cook. When at the age of 100, 110, we don't know how old he was, he would cook because his Thakur, his Bhagwan, Rama was living in him. His divinity was living here. So he has to feed him. He'll cook to feed him. He will only eat what Rama eats. You can't give the sacred food which is not sacred, so only cooked in Ganga water. And Tulasi will be placed. So people have lived lives like that, Never compromise. Everything else would adjust. But this cannot be compromised. It's just amazing. They also lived on the same earth, with body, with hunger, thirst, challenges, difficulties, their karmic path. But they never compromised. They were able to hold their decisions. And so let us at least begin by, he says, let my shariram, let my body, let my limbs be stable, let me begin to serve the higher purpose, because that's why we have taken the body. The Upanishad and the other places makes it very clear, why have we taken this physical form? Sharira madhya khalu dharma sadhanam. It is a sadhanam, it is a means to do dharma, to align to dharma, to choose dharma. All life forms which has taken a body, they are all within the universal dharma. They don't violate because they were not given a choice to violate. They were programmed. Hence they don't violate. They can't violate. A cow cannot decide, I'm fed up of eating grass all the time. I'm going to just go for the fish in Ganga water. I'm going to just dive in there, and she doesn't change her mind like that. She has no choice. Breakfast grass, lunch grass, tea grass, dinner, all the time, same food, right? No choice. They are programmed. They are never in adharma. Whatever the universe does, it's always dharma. But this is one body which was left on the planet and given a self-awareness and given a faculty of choice. You choose. You can choose and choose and choose until you reach your highest consciousness. You become God, you blossom, you radiate the divinity. That much choice we have been given. It's a privilege to be born as a human being. But choose dharma for this body, then you will reach moksha. If you don't choose dharma for the body, go into adharma, then you will lose alignment with the universe, the universal law, the moral law, and that lack of alignment will not take you anywhere near your ultimate goal. And therefore, sthiraihi angaihi tushtuva gumsas tanuvihi vyashema devahi tanyadayuhu. So here, yad ayuhu. So my may I be bestowed with ayuhu, what do you call? A age. Having received a human life, let my life be not short-lived. Give me long enough life where deva hitam, so may my life be fulfilled. May we gain a fulfilled life. May that blessing be given to me. Let my actions serve the divine. Deva hitam ayuhu. A life that serves the moral order. So let me be a contributor, in other words. Let me not destroy the planet and go like Hitler, no. So let me be one of those beings that serves the beautiful home that we have come into. Swasti na indro vriddhashravaha. So Indraha, who is vriddhashravaha, who is the most famous. Indra, who doesn't know Indra? He is the Lord of heavens. And so he says, may Indra bless us. Naha swasti. Let there be blessing for us from where? From Indra. Swasti nav pusha vishwavedaha. So Vishwavedaha, the omniscient one, the sun, the Surya Deva, the Pusha, he is called Pusha. Pusha, Pushan or Pushnati iti Pushan. Nakaranta Shabda to Pusha. So Pushnati, the one who nourishes. Without sun there is no life. The one who nourishes life. Even there are people who without food they live, totally nourished by sun. They are sun gazers, sun worshippers. And so, Pusha Vishwadevaha Swasti Naha. May you bless us. Swasti nastarkshyo arishtanemihi. So Takshaha, Garudaha, may the Garuda, the vulture, we call him the vulture, but Garuda is, we take the vulture to another breed. So Garuda is the vehicle of Mahavishnu, and this white Garuda is considered to be very auspicious, and he is one who moves without any obstacle. Arishta nemihi. His gati, when the vulture moves in the sky, however high he goes, wherever he is, nothing can obstruct. His wings are so big, so huge, wind cannot obstruct. So he knows how to move with Vayu, and he is one, no obstacles in his life. Hey Garuda, like you, when I move through my life, walking on earth, let there be no obstacles. Swasti no Brihaspatihi dadhatu. Hey Brihaspati, O Brihaspati, naha asmakam swasti dadhatu. May Brihaspati, the guru of the deities, the wisdom, the personification of wisdom, the Lord of wisdom, may he grant us swasti, the well-being. May he bring in me, may these deities bless me all the way to seek, to want, to desire, to achieve the ever auspicious. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Any obstacles from within, may it move away. Any obstacles from our environment, may it not block me. Any obstacles from the elements, like earthquake and all, where I cannot change, may none of that happen. May the weather be sunny and lovely and just the right temperature and everything be perfect, so that I can go through my studies. If there's going to be rain and storm and chill and so on, my study will become a problem. So may the higher elements support my learning. May my environment be supportive. And of course, may my mind, body, sense complex also focus and learn this sacred text that we are about to begin. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.